Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Real Estate Pros podcast. I'm your host, Erika, and today we're diving into the world of title insurance with someone who's truly earned his crown in the industry, Kevin Tacher, the founder and CEO of Independence Title, also known as Title King. He's been shaking things up in title insurance, real estate closings, and fraud prevention. Kevin, I'm so thrilled to have you on the show.
Thanks, Erika. Thanks for having me, and look forward to it.
So let's jump right in. For our listeners who are not that familiar with what you do, can you give us a quick rundown at Independence Title?
Yeah, absolutely. So I started Independence Title 22 years, actually July 7th was 22 years in the business. Formerly, I was a firefighter up in New York, moved down 20 days before September 11th. Obviously, we missed that tragic event, wanted to go up there so bad. We really thrive ourselves, and I get goosebumps just talking about it, about having the clients back, right? Going in the deal together, leaving the deal together, leaving no one behind. So I've built a business based on relationships and credibility of being in this industry of, not saying no to people, and about truly looking at opportunities and partnering with the investors and the real estate agents and the mortgage lenders about knowing that we're in this together, right? It's a relationship, and you're not just a number, you are an actual relationship with us. And 22 years later, we're closing deals anywhere in Florida, as long as the property's in Florida. But I get phone calls from people all over the country that love to talk to me and pick my brain about, what we do, how we do it. And most importantly, I love getting on the calls with my competitors, even talking to them about how we've built the company we built, because there's enough business for everyone. If my clients were to leave me to go to my competition, the only thing that means is my competition is doing something better than I am. So I love sharing a wealth of information with people, and title insurance is not a fun topic, so we try and make it as fun as possible.
It's great, and I love that you're so eager to share that information and help people. So what's been the secret sauce to keeping all of those transactions that you're running smooth and stress-free?
Yeah, I mean, communication's number one. If you're working with a title company and they're not communicating, I was actually just on a call just before this with an investor. It says he's leaving his title company in North Florida because they just don't communicate. They disappear. They don't answer emails. They don't answer the phone. They don't communicate. My clients have my cell phone number. They can text me, call me anytime. Preferably not in the middle of the night, but I start answering emails 4 or 5 in the morning, and I love just helping people. And it goes back to the firefighter days. Like, we go in that deal together and we will leave that deal together. And if you don't get paid, I don't get paid. So at the end of the day, we have a vested interest to make sure everybody wins. And if it's a deal we can't do, we'll tell you, like, we can't do it, or it just doesn't make sense to us, or we just don't think that's legitimate type deal. We get all kinds of questions that people ask, and I always tell people, we'll walk the line. We'll never cross the line.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
But we know how to walk that line really well to make sure that we can get as creative as possible, right? We study all the blogs and we listen to all the webinars, and we've taken all the courses to truly understand the investor world. And it starts with you coming to me knowing that we're going to have your back and we're going to get that deal across the finish line, because at the end of the day, you need to get paid as the investor.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. So, you've had some moments that it seems like your grit has really been tested, and I know that you've uncovered real estate fraud too. Can you share some of those moments?
Yeah, so I mean, we've been doing this now, like I said, 22 years. We've been part of FBI sting operations. We've uncovered fake sellers. We've put people in jail. So we've gone to court and we've been witnesses and we've turned people in. Our most famous was on NBC. It was a big sting operation where they had a bunch of different teams of people in here taking down an armed robber many years ago. Did 10 years, got out and started doing home stealing scams. And we uncovered, he stole, I think it was 5 homes that we uncovered. So they kind of did like Catch a Predator, where you've seen the guy that goes and tries to catch these child predators. So very similar. And they were waiting for him as soon as he walked out. And as soon as he got in his car, they took him down. And we spent about 200 hours building a case against him. And, we didn't want to. We tried to just send him on his way, because we're like, just go. Like, we don't want to do these types of deals. But he kept coming back and coming back and coming back. And eventually, we didn't have a choice but to turn him in. The second one I'll tell you was a wire fraud case where a lady, her name was Patricia Verlino. This one got us on Fox News in New York City. Was a victim of a wire fraud scam where she was diverted her money to a fake seller. She worked 3 jobs. This was her first home she was buying. She was already living in the seller's condo because it was vacant. They let her move in early with her 3 children. And at the end of the day, she fell victim. We weren't doing the closing, but we found it through a online forum. She came to us. I said, let me see what I can do to help her. We got her story on the local news here in South Florida. We got it on Fox News in New York City. We were able to recover half of her money, so it's $60,000. We recovered about $30,000. I personally set up a GoFundMe for her and raised the other $30,000, obviously with the help of Fox News. And we took the closing from that title company, successfully closed. And then probably about 9 months later, she got a call that they recovered a certain portion of that $30,000 that we weren't able to recover. And then she was able to renovate her house, and she still lives there today with her 3 children. So that was the second story. That was pretty cool. The third one is the most recent, which was probably the one that we thought was going to put us out of business. It's the book we wrote called Intercepted, which you can find on Amazon. It hit bestseller today at 11 a.m. And this is a story of how we didn't think we could be a victim of wire fraud, because we teach on it, we coach on it, we win awards on it, we uncover it every single day. But unfortunately, a seller's email got compromised. One of my employees former employees now fell for a wire fraud scam. And what we learned through that process is, from my firefighting days, who has your back and who doesn't? Nobody had our back. We had to fight with the FBI, the Secret Service, the banks, the insurance companies, the underwriters. Everyone wanted to throw their hands in the air and basically pretend it wasn't their problem. So we made it our mission to document every step of the way what we did. And then since we've emailed it out to every title company licensed in the state of Florida and every title company, a title agent in the state of Florida, to learn what to do if you are compromised. So we took this big disaster, turned it into a growth opportunity for the entire industry. At the end of the day, our efforts recovered 86.66%.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Of the seller's money, insurance covered the rest, and we paid their legal fees out of our pocket. And it was a great story, right? Great story at the end of the day. Sellers made whole. We learned who has our back and who doesn't. And now we're teaching the entire industry what to do if you fall victim of wire fraud, because nobody will have your back but yourself.
Yeah, wow. Those are some incredible stories there, and just the relationships that you've built and the lessons that you've learned from all of that, and the victory afterwards that you overcome so many issues and help people out. Wow. So that makes me want to ask you, what's been the biggest game changer for you when it comes to growing your network and building trust? Because clearly with your experience, you've dealt with a lot of that.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the biggest game changer in my business, now this was many years ago, there's a little red book called The Go Giver. It's by author Bob Berg, who is a very good friend of mine. He was a mentor of mine, lives just up the road in Jupiter, Florida. I met him for coffee one day, just fluke. A friend of mine said, can I meet him? And I said, you know what, this lady helped me out. And I said, let me see if I can get a meeting. And he said, sure, come on up to Dunkin' Donuts, which is his choice of coffee. And we sat down, and that that meeting changed my life. It turned out I gave him my last $5,000 on my credit card. I invested in his coaching program, and I eventually took that program, not to make money for selling his program, which is what he really does, that's his business, but it was to understand how important relationships are in day-to-day business. And that is what I teach on. That is what I coach other agents on and clients and investors I speak to when I go to networking events, that it's not about handing out 100 business cards. It's about handing out 3 and building genuine relationships with these people. So may God rest his soul. One of the largest wholesalers in South Florida passed away this year. One of my dear friends was a great client of mine for many, many, many years. A loyal client, right? It's all about loyalty. And then his wife approached me and asked me, I don't trust anyone but you to help see if we can bundle up his wholesaling list and sell it for the family. And I did it. And everyone in the industry was like, there's no one better to do it than you, because we know this gentleman trusted you and we trust you and we know it's legitimate. And there were people trying to fake sell his list like they had it. And everyone knew, like, my credibility, my ethics, my morals, and my relationship with people is the top priority. So if there's anyone listening here, don't be your typical shisty real estate agent. Build genuine relationships with these sellers. And if you're wholesaling with other investors and lenders, and you will be the go-to person that everyone's going to want to do business with you, like this guy that passed away. People would know the investor that had the deal, but they would go to him to cut him into the wholesale deal because they only wanted to deal with him. And that's the same way in our business. Like, people want to do business with us because they know us, they like us, and they trust us. And at the end of the day, when something goes wrong, that's when you're going to be thankful you had someone like that on your side.
Yeah, those real relationships are so important, and when trouble comes knocking, you'll know if those relationships are real or not.
Yeah, I mean, I always tell people, every title company issues the same thing. We issue a title policy. Hopefully our customer service is good. We've been in business 22 years and we have almost 300 Google reviews. So hopefully our credibility speaks for itself. But where the real power comes is when there's a title claim or an issue or a fraud attack or a fake transaction that's being approached and you need to navigate it. Or as an investor, there's another investor trying to cut you out of the deal and we need to have conversations on how everyone can win. That's when you're going to be thankful you had a title company like us, hopefully in Florida, but get that type of relationship anywhere in the country, because I know your program speaks to people all over the country. So
if you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Get a title company on your side, not some national company, someone local that you can build a genuine win-win relationship with, and it'll take your deals across the finish line every time.
So I also wanted to get into more of the specifics with title insurance, but when I say specifics, I want to be careful here because I would say title insurance can be kind of misunderstood. So maybe you can, break that down and help real estate pros and home buyers understand that better and protect their investment.
Yeah, I'm glad we saved this for later in the interview, because title insurance is probably one of the most boring topics you can talk about. And, if we would have started with this, they probably would have hung up from the interview from watching it. So I'm glad we saved this for a little bit later on. But, we try and make it sexy. Obviously, title insurance is here when you need it. I always like to compare it to other types of insurance that everyone has. You drive a car, you have car insurance. You go to the doctor, health insurance. You die, you have life insurance. All of these insurances are protecting what we call future risk, right? You drive a car, will you get into an accident? Your life insurance, will you die? Health insurance, will you get sick? Title insurance protects in reverse. That's the easiest way to explain it to people. So we look at the public records and all of these items that may affect the rights of that buyer to own that property, the land, not the house itself. We don't care about the house. We care about the land, the right to use the four corners of the property. And that's what we're insuring. So we do a title search and a municipal search, which is like county for permits, code enforcement, utility bills. And we're checking for things like open mortgages, liens, judgments, bankruptcies, HOA issues, things that IRS liens, divorce, child support liens, things that would cause the buyer to jeopardize their ownership. So someone comes back, maybe an heir to an estate. So a person dies and, there's a Uncle Sam that's floating out there that says, nope, I have a right to that property. And they challenge it. So that's where title insurance is really important. A current real scenario, as crazy as it sounds, we have an investor that owned a property, got a deed from someone bought her a property. Turned out at the end of the day, she's actually a exotic dancer, and one of her clients bought the property for her. So we actually have a hearing this week on Thursday to go to court to testify. But that's where title insurance kicks in, because whether her ownership right was legal, unjust, she tricked him, whatever the case may be, you want to make sure you have title insurance. So she's happy she has title insurance to protect her, because originally this seller is saying, no, I didn't give her that property. Like, I don't know who she is. And then all of a sudden she admitted text messages into the court record to show, no, you knew who I was. I was an exotic dancer. You met me at the club. You fell in love with me and you bought me this property. So as crazy as the story sounds, that's when title insurance is now going to kick in. And I'm going to be a witness in defense of a title insurance policy for a closing that was done. So we see these all the time. Could be heirs. It really comes down to someone challenging the right to you to freely own that property. And title insurance will hopefully, which is why you only pay for it once, it's interesting, will hopefully cover you, because as you heard with our wire fraud scam, we thought that would have covered the seller for the scam, and it didn't. So it doesn't always cover everything that comes up, which is why it's most important to work with a title company that has your back. Like one where I said to the seller's attorney, I have your back. I will do everything I can to make sure you are paid. If it means I have to pay you $1 a day for 250,000 days, I will get you your money. Like, I will find a way to get you your money. So again, relationships are important, but title insurance is needed, and you only pay for it one time when you buy the home. So it's important. Why not buy it? It's a small cost, unlike other types of insurance, which are monthly, annually, biannually, and it's a much added expense. Pay for it once, set it, forget it, and hopefully it covers you. If not, go back to the title company and see what they can do to help you.
That was a very helpful breakdown. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
So I would like to talk about what's next. You've got a solid rock operation with Independence Title. You have this new book out that's a bestseller. What's the next big goal that you're zeroing in on?
Yeah, so I mean, we talked originally about setting up for this interview, about weaknesses, right? What are weaknesses? And, I don't believe we have weaknesses. Any good entrepreneur doesn't have a weakness. They turn weakness into opportunity. So probably, besides the crash of 2006, 7, 8-ish time where things were really bad for us, we've turned every chaotic situation into an opportunity. So we're continuing to grow the title company. We're continuing to build relationships. We're continuing to do interviews and work with people. But the newest thing on the horizon is coaching other title companies that have fell victim of wire fraud. Because what we found is when I fell victim, they said, "Oh, we'll get involved, but you pay us 10% of how much we recover." Well, if you recover $800,000, you got to pay me $80,000, and that's not covered by insurance. So you got to come out of pocket. So I learned that there's just so many companies ripping people off. I wanted to turn our tragedy into an opportunity for others. So for a nominal fee, they can call me. I will work with them for 90 days. I will give them my contacts at the Secret Service, the FBI, who to contact, what to do, how to review their insurance policy, what's covered, not covered, help you build your insurance claim, help you reach out to your underwriters, help you talk to the clients involved for a very, very nominal fee, just because I feel like they got to pay something. But I've learned so much. Or they can just buy the book for $15 and download the report that shows them what to do, but most won't know what to do. So that's kind of the next thing on the horizon, is really trying to change our industry. And my next step in the battle is to go to Congress and figure out a way where we can change how the banks process wire transfers. Because what we learned in this process is that as long as the account number matches, they'll credit the account. So in our case, we sent money to a fake account. It was in the name of the seller. So Mr. and Mrs. Smith at the fraudster's account number, which was in the name of their own business. It wasn't like they set up a fake account in the seller's name, and somehow that gets credited, which doesn't make sense to me. There should be some type of double check process. So we're going to work on going to Congress with that now that we've gotten through the recovery and stress of recovering the money, and we launched the book. And I'm going to take it all the way up the food chain to really see if we can change the way, electronic transfers and bank responsibilities are. And that's going to be nationally. I'm going to take that national and see what we can do. So title company's fun, and I enjoy it. I love it, and it continues thriving. But I think this is my next chapter, is figuring out how we can change the industry a little bit.
That's really exciting, Kevin. And that really says about your character, that's how you want to spend your time. That's a very selfless thing to do.
Thank you.
So before we wrap up, if someone wants to connect with you, learn more about Independence Title, or work with the Title King himself, what's the best way to reach out?
Yeah, website's titlerate.com. So TITLERATE.com, titlerate.com. You can Google us. We're in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Independence Title. You can find one of my books on Amazon. You can check me out on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram. Basically, just put my name in Google. You'll find me. Connect with me. And I'd love to have a conversation about challenges you're having and how can we turn those challenges into growth opportunities. Whether it's a business challenge, I run a coaching program for real estate agents and real estate investors, helping them understand more, not how to acquire a deal, which is what all these boot camps teach you, or classes, or how to find a listing, but how to teach you how to build a business. Like, how do you build a sustainable business that will have an endless stream of business coming in instead of constantly hunting? So we teach you how to build a farming business. We teach you on branding and follow up and things like that. So I love talking to people about business, or if you have a tricky title deal, that as well, bring my way. As tricky, the trickier, the better. And we'll love to get it across the finish line for you and get you paid.
Awesome, Kevin. Thank you so much for dropping all of this wisdom today. Your passion for real estate and commitment for doing things the right way, even wanting to change the industry, is really inspiring. For everyone listening, make sure you're subscribed so you can hear from more experts. Until next time, keep building your real estate empire, everyone, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.